God,
Fire him up.
It's so bad that might not even be an
brutal.
upgrade. Like it's just gonna be, I feel bad.
Probably a downgrade, but you got to do it, right? Like
I know the locker room's like screw you. You gotta give somebody
more injuries. That seems to be the theme of the week here. What a mess this is. It always happens right before By-Mageddon too. But so we got Browns and Broncos. DTR making the start against Russell Wilson. Russ has actually been kind of a decent mid-range QB2. This is a terrible matchup for him. DTR, this is a good matchup for him. I still think I'd rather play Wilson here over DTR. How about you guys?
Yeah, the Broncos defense is vastly improved. Like towards the second half of the year, they're actually a respectable defense as opposed to earlier in the year that we talked about that. They were the matchup to target for everybody. Now I don't feel so confident in that. And DTR, he's rough. And the thing is, they have Surtain. He's going to lock up Amari Cooper. Like, It's going to take Amari Cooper out of this already with a bad quarterback. Like, I really don't want to play Cooper. So I think you have a better option of pivoting to that. But I'm not playing DTR. And yeah, the quarterback situation makes Russ actually look pretty good this week.
Yeah, and McMillan on the other side in the Broncos secondary is also locking people down. So I don't expect them to get anything going. Maybe Njoku has another 25 targets, but that's really all I'm looking at. DTR is going to have a rough day. You want to sit him everywhere. Russell Wilson, if I have to play him, I will, but it's not going to be pretty. I think this is probably another one where the run games look a lot better than the passing games.
I literally added Njoku anywhere he was available for exactly what you said. I know it's not exciting, but he gets so many more targets with DTR. The running game here. So Ford's kind of a mix-in situation where he's probably not that good, but the volume makes him, really good for fantasy. The other side of the ball, Williams has been getting a good percentage of the rushing work here, but the Broncos have struggled to run so much lately that the only time they've been using their running backs is in the passing game, and that's gone to Jaleel McLaughlin and Samaje Perine. So it's a scary situation. Ford is easily the one to start in this game. I think Williams is a low-end RB2 for me. And McLaughlin and Perine or Perine or however the hell you want to say it, they're a desperation flex. I guess the same could be said for Hunt. He's probably a flex for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know Perine became Italian all of a sudden, but I
love
that.
it.
I like that. I like his name.
No. You know what it was, right? Okay. When it was LaMichael, it was LaMichael Perini. When it's Samaje, it's Perine. Why are there two different players? And okay, I get the first LaMichael was what? 5 to 10 years ago. He's long since gone, but they pronounced it Perini. So when they started saying this one, it was Perini.
What's the Tarantino movie where they're all standing in the movie theater before they burn Hitler in it, and like the guys are like pretending to be Italian, and they're forced to say the names? Perini.
The Inglourious Bastards movie. Yeah. But yeah, interestingly enough, for Javonte last week, his role did not work out. Like he didn't run around on routes. He just didn't play very well. And they did not use him how they had the past couple weeks. So I don't know if that's a one-game off situation, but it's worth monitoring. But yeah, I'm starting Ford this week over Javonte. He's like RB20. What is he? 23 in that range? 21. That's where I have him. And then Javonte's a few spots lower.
Who's 21? Ford or Javonte?
For Javonte's 24. I can't talk. I'm just struggling. But yeah, so those two are both low-end RB2s, but I'm trusting Ford. I've seen the talent all season. He's a good running back, and I'm going to bet on it again. He's the running back to own in Cleveland. So yeah, I'm rolling with Ford over Javonte.
Yeah, and I didn't fact check this on Perini, but I saw on Twitter today that he is third in the league, and it seems about right based on what I looked at earlier with Rachaad White. So it's CMC number 1, Rachaad White number 2, Perini, Sam Maggi, Perini, third in the league in receiving yards, 32 receptions this season. So, it's ugly, but you can fire him up in the flex in PPR league.
Yeah.
The wide receivers here, Cooper's the only one to own on Cleveland, and I'm not sure I want to play him at all with DTR. On the Denver side, I'm definitely playing Sutton as a 2. I was looking into some of the numbers earlier. Judy's actually been out targeting him. He's just not doing much with it. So I think Judy's actually playable as well. But, this game, Sutton for me, and then I don't really want to start anyone else unless I have to with Cooper or Judy.
Yeah, it's the touchdowns with Sutton. That's the main difference between him and Judy. Like, he's living off touchdowns. It seems like every week you can count touchdowns with Sutton, like Jeremy was talking about before. But yeah, I'm going to play both Broncos wide receivers before I start any Cleveland wide receiver in this game. So Judy and Sutton, I'm firing up. they're more wide receiver threes, but I trust Sutton's upside a little bit more. And then I'll go to, Amari and Elijah, and then we'll just kind of I'm not touching them. It's like we're not doing that situation.
Debo.
Yeah.
Debo.
Yes. Like it's an injured Geno. Like start Debo. I start Debo. I just start Debo anyways. But yeah.
What's going on with Geno? What's the news?
It's so he's supposed to play. Like it's still kind of up in the air, but I think they're going to.
You have to consider that the person who I'm quoting here is an idiot, but the injury article that I just did earlier says that he's not going to play. I don't anticipate he plays, but you have to factor in I don't know what I'm talking about. So I have
he's going to be limited
as unlikely to play, but.
Yeah, like Greg Bell, the Seahawks reporter, said it's up to the coach if he's going to play. He said he wants to play, but it's really up to the coaching staff. So it's really a game time decision.
Reek and that Seattle secondary are doing some things, and we know that Ayuk is the real wide receiver one. We don't want just some people still don't want to admit it. So I'm happy to fire up Lockett. There's target competition for both teams. San Francisco's been pretty bad against the pass, surprisingly, and Hufunga's now on IR. So it's a little bit worse back there. So I'll go Lockett, but yeah, it's close.
I'm starting Debo either way. I don't care who's at quarterback. I'm not a Debo guy, but
I don't want the freaking Drew Lock situation like at all. I don't even want to take that chance.
Let's see. Let me check for one last official report here on that. Geno would lean towards Deepak leans towards him playing week 12.
Yeah, they said they're just curious how much he didn't even throw today. So it's like, that sounds promising.
I'm still going Debo.
yeah, I do love him. Yeah.
All right, so to close this one out, Njoku is someone I'm targeting everywhere. He's getting way more targets with DTR, and he is the number one matchup this week. I'm firing him up everywhere as a mid-range tight end one. Troutman gets the worst matchup, and he sucks. I'm not playing him anyways. Dustin Hopkins has been the kicker one all year. He gets the seventh best matchup. He is a must start and is probably my number one on the week. Will Lutz gets the third worst matchup, and he's been good, but I don't want to play him this week unless you absolutely have to. And considering where he's ranked, you probably don't. DSTs, I am always in favor of starting Cleveland. They have the 12th best matchup, so I'll take it. The Broncos have the seventh best matchup and face DTR. I've seen a ton of people jumping on this one. I know in my own leagues where I've had to make waiver claims, a lot of them it came down to my options were New England against the Giants, Miami against the Jets, and Denver against Cleveland, and I put Denver as the third of those. I don't know, just something scares me about this one. I'm not sure why. I get it. It's a rookie quarterback, but I don't know. I'd like to avoid it.
I mean, I could see it. Like, I'm really going to bet against DTR being good in this matchup. Like, I have a lot more faith in the Broncos, even said it earlier. But back to Njoku, he's like top 12 in basically every statistical category. He's like top 10 EPA, targets, red zone targets, receptions, yak. Like, he's doing everything you want. And he gets a backup tight end who's going to hyper-target him. So I think Njoku's like a solid start rest of the season.
Yeah, and we didn't mention him, but Elijah Moore, 7 targets in the last 2 games. We know DTR can't get the ball down the field, and we know Cooper is going to see a lot of Surtain. So I don't mind him as a flex play.